All right. Okay. All right. We are videotaping now as we go. So, this is the December meeting of the Wyoming Board of Education. I'd like to call the meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Thomas?
Here.
Mrs. G? Here. Mrs. Zoller?
Yes.
Broderick? Here. Mr. Feldmeyer?
Here.
I'll never get it right. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, may I have a motion to adopt the agenda as prepared?
So moved. Second.
May I have a roll call?
Mrs. G?
Yes.
Mrs. Zoller?
Yes.
Mrs. Broderick?
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our list is the recognition of ongoing board members, and I'm not gonna look at you guys because I get to start this. And amazingly enough, I have 4 people who have signed in. Please follow me and join in. We want to recognize the fact that 3 of our board members who have served as 3.5 to 8.5 years are headed for other places. And we're going to miss you terribly. Illy and I are left to hold it together, but we will. It's an interesting phenomenon, serving on a Wyoming Board of Education, because I did not know any of these 3 people before we all found our way to the board. And yet now I think of these as 3 very dear friends that I have gone through a number of situations with. We spent some time looking for a new superintendent. We spent some time dealing with COVID. We spent some time trying to figure out what was the best thing to do with the primary facilities. And that finally included a huge 72 million bond levy. We have spent time on numerous things. We have not always agreed, but we have a great respect for each other, and we've always listened to each other. And I think that's the kind of board that people want. And it's certainly, I think we can say we have tried our very best for Wyoming City Schools to do what we want to do. So I'm going to give you the parting gift. First of all, I'll start with Heather. Heather, I met in a kitchen. Heather was about to go into the other room to give her elevator speech. She was running for school board. And I thought, oh, that's Heather. You need to go up and introduce myself. So that's how we met. Mm-hmm. And that was a terrible night. Yes. But I did walk out of it thinking, oh, I like her. So it was a great thing. Thank you for all the work you've done. Certainly the big thing you've done recently is in terms of facilities, but you have been on almost every committee. Certainly those of you who were involved with student achievement or who have been involved with BIC have seen Heather, and but her time has been eaten alive by the work she's done on the facilities, but we're all the better for it. So I want to first thank Heather. Yeah. And John came to us through an appointment. We can hand that to John.
Thank you, Jean.
So the first time I knew John had been on CAC, but I hadn't served on CAC at that time. So we hadn't crossed. So the first time I ever met John is when he came to interview for the position of, we had an opening on the board. And it was a wonderful thing to have to add him in. He has been the legal expert. By default, he had to take that job. Then we didn't allow him any other choice. But he's also been our conscience, and he's been a good guide for us, and has told us, has helped us grow better. And I think I wanted you to stay longer. I'm just gonna.
Heather, but you. I forgot to do it.
For weapons.
That's good.
Oh,
But thank you, John, for everything.
my pleasure. Thank you, Jeannie.
Kara, I knew of because we have a shared love in the fine arts and fine arts education in this district. And so I knew of all the incredible work she'd done with WSMA. Kind of a founding mother. I mean, you've kind of made it what it is and brought it along nicely. And so when I met her in this room at a PSA meeting. I think it was a PSA meeting. That's the first time we actually got to talk. And I thought, oh, this woman needs to be on the school board. She's able to handle anything, and all of us, I think we at one point have turned to Kara at some point to say, all right, help us work out of this one. And Kara is wonderful with words, and we've appreciated all that she has given to us. Kara and I were the two who had to figure out how do we even look for a new superintendent? We had so many things we had to learn on the fly as we were doing. And Kara was always figuring it out, leading us along the way. During the COVID things that happened, Kara and I served on the medical committee, the only two non-medical people on the medical, oh no, I guess Tim, the three of us. Taking the advice of doctors who knew what they were talking about, but it was not always the easiest advice to take. And sometimes decisions had to be made that I just didn't think I'd ever be making. So that was, we've had some rough times, but we've also had some absolutely great times. And that's, I think, the thing I would want to say more than anything. And then I will quit talking because I know there are other people who want to say things. The thing about being on the school board is you never forget. It's about the kids. It's about Wyoming. It's about keeping us where we want to be. And we have to form a group, but with 5 wonderful people, that the 4 people you see around me, it was almost easy to do. We learned how to work with each other, and that's the big thing that's going to happen to the new board as they find that kind of union. All right, thank you. On that note, I have Jen Sauve. Is this a package?
It's a package.
Oh, okay.
You get all 4 of us together.
All right, then all 4. Jen Gerstner, Todd Seiler, and Todd Witten.
She's down for 2 times. That's right. Julie, can you co-host it over here? Is that
Roughly in that area, you can stand in front of the podium, but other roughly in that area, then.
Okay, sounds good.
Y'all gonna say something?
You're not.
Special thing.
You guys didn't know.
You're first.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity to address the board. We're here tonight as representatives of the Wyoming Education Association, and we'd like to be able to share our appreciation for this current Board of Education, along with our sincere gratitude for the years of service of these 3 outstanding, outgoing Board of Education members, Sarah Broderick, John Feldmeyer, and Heather Yee. I know we're supposed to introduce ourselves. I feel like everyone probably knows who we are, but just in case people don't know, I'm Jennifer Savi, and here with me tonight are members of the Wyoming Education Association negotiations team. So we have high school teachers Todd Wagenhart and Todd Tyler, and primary teacher Jen Gerstner. We have additional members of our team, Beth Smith, Beth Turner, and Sandy Beasley. They're not able to join us tonight, but they wanted to make sure that we let you know that they share in these sentiments of appreciation and gratitude.
As leaders within WEA, we have the unique opportunity to work closely with our Board of Education members on various committees. And we're fortunate to see firsthand their positive influence on the success of Wyoming City Schools. The roles and responsibilities of Board of Education members are extensive, and the actions and decisions of our local school board make an impact on so many. On our students, our families, our school faculty, and our entire Wyoming community. Heather, Kara, and John, your wisdom, your thoughtfulness, your ability to recognize and honor a multitude of perspectives, and your dedication to thoroughly considering each decision presented to the board make you truly exemplary leaders.
Throughout each of your terms, you've contributed your time and your talents to the important work of the Board of Education, making important, impactful decisions around personnel, policy, financial decisions at each monthly board planning and board general meetings, hiring and evaluating our incredibly talented, exceptional superintendent and treasurer, carefully reviewing, considering, and enacting board policy. No, Jeannie, you say is the most exciting part of the job. Right? Supporting and guiding our strategic plan and engaging with the community in the district's arts, athletics, and academic events, along with the events of supporting organizations like the Wyoming School Foundation, PSA, and the Athletic and Music Boosters.
Your voices extend beyond these already considerable roles into equally impactful committees. The Belonging and Inclusion Collaborative, the Citizens Advisory Committee, the District Leadership Team, the Primary Facilities Committee, the Negotiations Committee, and the Finance Committee. In each of these settings, you share your knowledge and your perspectives. You also listen to the knowledge and perspectives of others, including community members, district leaders, faculty members, and outside experts, to make decisions that best reflect the values, vision, mission, and strategic plan of Wyoming City Schools.
John, Heather, and Kara, in short, you are all extraordinary. It has been a privilege to partner with a Board of Education that exemplifies integrity, intentionality, and humanity in all of its practices, and your imprint and influence on our district will remain even as your terms draw to a close. We thank each of you for your service and your commitment, and we wish each of you the absolute very best as you head into your next endeavor.
Thank you all.
Would you like to speak?
Would, I would.
Yes.
So easy, right? This is an amazing team. You are all an amazing team. Heather, Kara, John. Wyoming City Schools is blessed to have had the opportunity for you to serve in such a great capacity in this team. You have done exceptional work, and you've been a model for me, for others on this team, and for our entire school district. And we're just so appreciative. You provided amazing leadership. You've showed care in every decision that you've made, and you've been committed to the district and everything that you do. You know, this year we have this theme of, building what matters. That's what you have done every single day of this work. And people see what happens here, but they don't really see behind the scenes how much you really care and how much you use every conversation, every email to build what matters most. And I just want to thank you for that. You've supported students, families, and our staff, and again, in everything that you do. You've helped our students, or you've helped to create an environment where our students truly can learn. You create an environment where our staff can thrive, and you've created a school community where people feel connected, people feel belonging, and people feel like they're part of something special. And we appreciate that. We appreciate the work you do. We appreciate the people you are. And on behalf of the school district and everyone in Wyoming City Schools, we are deeply grateful to have the opportunity to know you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Tim says this all the time, that leadership matters. And we won't be able to say it as eloquently as our WEA friends. That was really extraordinary. So thank you for the way that you said that. It was really remarkable. It does matter, and thank you to each and every one of you for your leadership and your friendship. You all see the work. If you're just sort of on the sidelines watching the school district operate and watching the board, you see the board meetings, and you may be even involved in a committee or two. But the work of these people is really extraordinary, and the behind the scenes interaction that they have with our administrative team and just Tim and I have always felt supported by this board, and that just really speaks to how extraordinary you are as people. You all have, as we've mentioned, served on a number of committees, but in my interaction with each of you, we've spent a lot of time together in finance and facilities, and you have given your time unselfishly to those roles to digest really a remarkable amount of complex information, and to be able to process that quickly and make decisions that are in the best interest of our school community. And it takes a lot of work, and you made it all look easy. And so for our new people, it's not easy. They've made it look really easy. And that is quite a skill, because you've done it with so much heart as well. You have challenged our thinking. You have made us laugh. You're making us cry. But at the end of the day, you've just made us better. You have made us better collectively. You've made me a better treasurer. You've made us a better partnership, and we appreciate it. So thank you.
I'd like to thank you all for this moment that you've created, being a part of this and getting to witness the appreciation that's genuinely acknowledging these people that I've had the chance to learn from and to work with and to serve with. It is an example of why this is so meaningful, to be known kind of in this way and to be celebrated and to acknowledge. I'm happy that we are a place where this happens. And so it's been a while that we've had the chance to be together. John and I think from T-ball, first grade, for our kids and all the things. But it just meant so much. I came to this thinking I knew lots of things about lots of things, and I've learned so much about so much. And we've gone through some things together. And I think as a result of that, these moments, and this time, and this team is something that you can't forget, nor would I want to. Leadership and team matters a lot. It's always mattered to me to be a contributing member on something that's important and meaningful. And this, among many things in my life, has allowed me to do that in ways that matter to the people of this community and help me become more a part of this community, and to serve with you is an honor, and much appreciated.
Well, thank you. Are there any other people who would like to say something, part of our recognition of the public? We've gone through our list. So, sorry guys, but now we're going to the dull part. Moving on to the committee.
Do we see?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's there.
Tremendous thank you for all that has been said. It means a lot to know that there's so much care within our community. But to the parents and residents of Wyoming, I am profoundly humbled and honored to have been given the opportunity to represent you as a member of the Wyoming School Board. I greatly appreciate your confidence and support in electing me to this public office. But to Jeannie, to Kara, to Elia, to Heather, I will be forever grateful to you for appointing me my initial term on this board. Your trust, your encouragement, your kindness that meant the world to me. Together, we pursued inclusive excellence in public education. We wrestled with some tough decisions. We shared our passions, our critical thinking, and most of all, our humor. Along the way, we led with both our hearts and our minds. And while I may no longer be your board colleague, I will always be your caring, committed friend. I look forward to that next stage of a relationship. To Tim and Rhonda, Erica, Susie, Gina, and all the extremely gifted and caring members of our administration, faculty, and staff, I remain in absolute awe of what you do every day. Your administrative and teaching talents are nothing short of extraordinary. Your enthusiasm is infectious, and your care and concern for others is inspiring. Not only have you built an incredible environment for students to learn, you have also crafted a vibrant and forward-thinking and compassionate culture for educational professionals to work, to grow, and to have meaningful relationships with one another. I will truly treasure the times we spent together, many things you have taught me, the laughter we shared, and the friendships we have made. To all of you, thank you for what you've done for me, for our parents, for our children, and for public education in our community. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wow, John, thank you. And thank you, everyone. As I reflected on the last 8.5 years, and as people would approach me and say, doesn't it feel great to be retiring from the board? I was kind of like, "No, well, actually, it doesn't feel great." And while I feel great about the new board members coming on, and I think the ship will be very steady, I do obviously feel sad about leaving a team that truly has become family. And I feel like I just have had a front row seat to watch excellence in action. And I always have told my girls, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. So I'm gonna adopt that. Not at all cliche phrase, but I'm going to adopt that. And probably there's going to be a little bit of both. But the amount of gratitude that I have when I joined, I really feel like I think like a good board member, I didn't have an agenda. I just felt appreciative of what our schools had given my children in particular. And I felt passionate about public education. And I will say arts and public education for sure. But kind of like Ilya was saying, I didn't know what I didn't know. And the longer I've been on, I'm like, there's still a lot to know. And I have enjoyed learning, and I appreciate all the thank you so much, because people often say it's a thankless job. And I want to say to the Wyoming community, I have actually felt very appreciated most of the time by so many in our community. And I guess I have to add, but it's not a thankless job. So I would encourage people to think of public service, because in particular, public education needs thoughtful people who will fight for it and fight for belonging and fight for diversity and truth and facts in our schools. And we have an administration and teachers and teacher leaders who care about giving our students the best experience that each of them can have. And like I said, I feel like I really just enjoyed a front row seat to watch it all happen. And I've enjoyed problem solving with each of you, with our teachers. when I came in pretty impressed by the teachers. I feel like, oh, there's so many good teachers here. I leave still wowed, but even more impressed in that I have a much better understanding of the sacrifices you all make to do the job you do to the best of your abilities for kids. It's truly impressive. Our administration, that you all, the rock stars that are assembled, educational rock stars that are assembled to kind of just lead by example, lead with confidence and compassion. I feel like 8.5 years has come and we are like at the pinnacle. And I'm like, wait, why am I leaving now? But I will watch from the sidelines with as much enthusiasm. But I promise not to lurk and look over your shoulder because I know you're gonna do a great job. But the bond I feel with Tim and Rhonda and these guys up here is, I don't know, it's been the most meaningful work of my life. And that's because of all of you. And there's just something about a team that develops a synergy and a trust and respect for each other that I'll carry it with me my whole life. So like I said, I've been given much more than I gave, but I'm forever grateful.
Get it done before you. Okay, I'm gonna try to say a few things that haven't already been said. But, well, number one, nice sweet people that. Okay, I would say from the start, Ben Yee was like a huge supporter of me doing it because we kind of knew it would be all the time and we didn't quite know the amount of time that it actually ended up taking. And then I was saying Kai and Evie were like second, fourth graders at the time. So they were really little and like lived it and have, I just appreciate it because it's taken a long time away from family, but like the important work. You all, I said, John, Summer, it's like we trauma bonded. Here's how I might say it. COVID was so hard, but then I was saying through the darkness of that, so many beautiful community members really rose up and teachers, and it really connected me to all of you and certain people in the community in a way that was a light in in a sadness. So to watch, like to get to be a part of hiring Tim, and Rhonda was already here, but to watch where I was 8 years ago and to see the culture shift of how hard you all have worked to continually bring in amazing people, different principles, and to watch that shift happen. We talked a lot about this. It's like I knew it was my time to roll off from a family of people that I loved and enjoyed, but you guys have really created something beautiful. And you support people, and in all the hardness, you've stayed very professional. And I do not always. Sometimes I want myself to feel frustrated to say something. So you help me stay more focused and professional in some of those times that were, because I always said I'm not a politician. I just love people, and some of that part of the job got to be some of the hardest, I think, and you really supported us in that way. You're kind and loving to students and one another and the teachers, and you've really created a neat place to be for all of the hard work. So it's an honor to be in a supporting role for you guys for 8 years, and I really do love all of you, and thank you for the commitment and the experience, and I'm gonna miss you. So appreciate you.
Even you. She got the last one. Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful. Very meaningful. And so let's go over the committee reports.
So let's go. for the committee reports.
I know. Think my kids are gonna go.
Smooth transition.
Yeah.
Of the committee reports, we have a couple that are I think we have something from everybody, almost everybody, except for belonging and inclusion, because they keep getting snowed out.
Oh, yeah, we should.
So-
No,
so-
but people are leaving.
Yep.
Bye. Love you.
Bye, thank you.
So much.
Thank you for giving us your beloveds for a while.
Or like,
So belonging and inclusion is yet to have its second meeting, and therefore
We're
it's
meeting
coming.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Our meeting tomorrow, so we will definitely have a report.
So we'll have something next time.
Mhm.
Citizens Advisory Committee met last week.
Yes,
Just one.
on the 9th.
I thank Tim, I had, because of, Tim and I had missed because of negotiations, and Illy was, at those first two meetings, and he couldn't come to this last meeting, so we tag teamed, and we asked them to bring us up to date, and, the two projects are rolling.
Yeah, they're in great shape.
They are, it's funny, they've each come to conclusions that maybe their original plan needs some tweaking, but they're each doing it. The survey, they were hoping to go out, is it this week, before? They were trying to catch some of those, college kids who would be home for,
Yes, yes.
the holidays, so I guess it's
That's right.
this week.
It's becoming, yeah.
So
right
they were
away.
gonna fine tune and send it out.
Yeah, they're both in great shape, excited to hear the reports, and right, they've really, I think, dug deeper on what they think would be valuable to our staff and community members, and so it's morphed a little bit, and so excited to see what they have to share, and that's just a few months away.
Right. District leadership team.
Yes, our DLT did recently meet. We met on December 1st. And I'll just share the few topics that we had discussed, and some of these topics have been shared in district communications, and we've talked about in PAC meetings, and so that it's gone around a little bit. We talked about the 26-27 district calendar, the revisions that have been made to that calendar. Again, that goes back to the change in the construction timeline. We no longer need a 3-week break for the winter break of the 26-27 school year. And so we discussed that and the feedback that has been received. We talked about possible 2027-2028 calendar options. And so they are working with staff to get feedback from staff regarding some potential options. And again, then those would be shared with you as possible recommendations for the 28 or 27-28 school year. We always talk about evaluations, just to see what things are surfacing and how we can best support students. And then we have a January 5th professional development day coming up as soon as we return from break. That's the Monday that we return. We do not have students in on that day. So we talked about the plans for the continuation of our professional learning. So lots of great things planned. It'll be an action-packed day in the district, even without students, and the students come on the 6th.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
And the facilities committee is still meeting.
We are still
We're
meeting.
gonna meet Wednesday. Again. And, we had our, we're doing.
Oh, that's fine. You're fine. You're fine. So a couple of items, couple big topics. Recently we had the third Elm design workshop. I know many of us have been connected to these design workshops. Phenomenal structure to get feedback from our community and our staff on what they hope to see in the design of our new buildings. And so each building has 3 workshops. The goal is to connect all of our primary schools under a common vision, but allow them to be unique to the community in which they live. And those are doing just that. And so we had the third workshop for Elm. Again, great community input. And Mike Richley, our architect, went through the entire design process and then shared the design that currently exists because of all that feedback. And we had lots of positive responses about that current plan. And then Heather was speaking about a core team meeting. We're continuing on our core team meetings. We are probably at number
31 or 32?
31.
Yeah.
31.
Just had
31. And
notes
they
for
we
31.
keep going, and it's just, again, we
Started.
right. We talk about the ongoing commitment, and this is one of those. And it's great because we are meeting with our large team and just reflecting on what decisions need to be made at this time. And so happened before on December 3rd, and the next one's coming up this week.
Thank you. The finance committee met this evening.
Would you like me to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Finance committee meets monthly, normally before the board meeting, and it's 2 board members and the superintendent treasurer and 2 representatives from WEA. And we looked at primary facilities financial update. We added that to our regular rhythm of meeting topics last month. There's quite a bit of work that's going on in the facilities committee, and so we thought that a nice rhythm would be for the finance committee to look at the financial side. So we're looking at expenditures and revenue in the bond fund. We looked at GCIC insurance. GCIC had a board meeting last week, and so insurance is about 8% of our general fund budget. So we just looked at how the GCIC is operating, and it's operating really well. So we took a look at those details. We looked at our values. The district received its values from the county auditor, and 2026 is a non-reappraisal year. And so our values just ticked up a smidge, like less than 0.5% overall. So no real material change in our values, which is what one would expect in a year that's not reappraisal. And so there won't be any material change in our rates either. So values and rates drive tax bills that will go out in January. So no changes there. And then we took a deep dive into the full day kindergarten tuition. There, later in the agenda this evening for the board's consideration is the annual approval of the full day kindergarten tuition. So we looked at the math behind that just as an annual review to make sure that we understood what was happening there. And then we issued a special thanks to John since this was his last meeting with us in the finance committee. So again, just want to say thanks to all your good work. We give you a lot. It's a lot of a lot. And we ask you to make some big decisions with some big numbers. And so we just appreciate your willingness to dive into those details with us. So
You've made finance people out of English, make liberal art majors.
So I told our committee tonight, this was a class by itself, and I was one of the privileged students to be part of such an excellent education in finance. So thank you so much.
privileged to have you all part of the class.
I do think there's one thing in your Friday forecast, this last Friday, you called us all to attention about the governor has on his desk now 4 bills that 2, I guess in particular, could do some harm to us, but all 4 are not good for public schools. So one of the things, if you go back to the Friday forecast, is to call the governor's office, and it has to be, what did you say, by Saturday?
The 20th. is when we use the sign.
We need to call this week to express that we would hope that the governor will veto all 4 of these bills that are sitting on his desk at this time. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna skip policy because if you turn the page, we're going into a second read of a number of policies. If you remember from the first read, which was months ago, it seems like, but many of them were just verbal changes or because we would change an officer, the information officer, and so we had to change a few names in our policies. So unless there are any questions, I think what I would like to ask of you is a motion to approve the Board of Education report.
So moved.
Can I,
Oh, wait.
may I suggest that we
Don't
talk
do that.
about items B through E?
Yes,
just
let's
for-
do. Sorry, now I've
Okay.
turned the page.
Okay.
Okay, also on the Board of Education report are our membership dues to OSBA to keep us connected with them. We would like to appoint Ilya Thomas as the president pro tempore at the January meeting. And we have, oh, I left out a big one, didn't I? We got a master contract. Like a professional commissioner.
We like to look.
We have a couple of months, 3 months worth of work involved here. And a
Big one.
fabulous conversation, a number of really good conversations between both the WA members and the administration. And we've had, I think we're going in all the right directions. But, basically there's that, and then the district calendar. Do you want to speak on the district calendar?
Yeah, again, this is due to the construction timeline changes. And so when we move the winter break from a 3-week break to a 2-week break, what that helps us to do is to shift the start of the school year back a little bit. It was very early to make that time at the winter break, so now it's more of a typical start time. And I believe it's a 2-day start week for students, but I do not have the calendar from me. So it pushes that start back, and then students would return the Tuesday after winter break, similar to what's happening this year.
All right, are there any other comments? Sorry. Now I'm gonna ask you to approve the Board of Education.
So moved.
Okay. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Zeller,
Yes.
Mrs. Broderick,
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Mrs. G.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Treasurer's report.
Item A, approval of the minutes from the regular meeting on November 24th. Item B, approve the statement of revenues and expenses for a month ending November 30th. Item C were the appropriation adjustments for December. There was only one. That was the Fund 022. Item D and E are both annual pieces. Item D, resolution requesting the county auditor to make the advance payment of taxes. And this allows us to send the annual, a monthly request to the county auditor and get distributions for the tax payments that are made. Without this, it hinders our cash flow, and we would have to wait until final settlement, which happens around the middle of April. And so this allows us to help our cash flow. And item E is the resolution requesting the authorization to file the modified tax budget. And this is maybe a little more of an important one this year. Much conversation in the Ohio General Assembly about the tax budget and the Budget Commission's authority or desire to reduce taxes. And so in Hamilton County, the county auditor actually prefers that we do a modified tax budget. And so this is just sort of the formality to use the format that they would like us to use. But as part of this, we will continue to submit our 5-year forecast along with that, so that, remember, there was this whole business during the biennium budget about the cash balance percentage, and if you had too much excess cash. And so we will be submitting not only our 5-year forecast, but also our cash balance policy. So that the county budget commission understands, that these are board approved and that we have a plan for, all of the revenue and expenses that are generated by our taxes. So the modified tax budget has continued to get a lot of attention. And so this is the request to file the preferred version by the Hamilton County Auditor. And item F is approval of the report, please.
All right, may we have a motion to approve the report?
So moved.
And I will second. May I have a roll call?
Mrs. Broderick,
Yes.
Mr. Feldmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Mrs. G.
Yes.
Mrs. Zeller.
Yes.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. I have 5 personnel items here, and you can see number 1 is recommendation to approve a resignation for staff member. Number 2 is recommendation to approve unpaid FMLA leave. Number 3 is for your approval of an athletic supplemental volunteer, and that is for high school wrestling. And number 4 is recommendation to approve a staff member's child attending Wyoming City Schools, and that would be effective on January 6th, the return after the winter break. And then number 5 is a recommendation to approve the active volunteer list through Raptor, which is literally hundreds and hundreds of
Yes.
volunteers, which is absolutely amazing. When you see that list, you're just in awe of the amazing volunteer efforts that we have in our school district. Item B is a recommendation for your approval of an after-school program at the middle school. And this is a program that specifically supports students in regular homework habits and study skills. And so it's a great opportunity to bring to students that have that need in particular. Item C is recommendation to approve these new student clubs. You can see Baking Club and the National Junior Honor Society. And you know, we have these other clubs that I'm recommending for your approval, and I just want to say thank you to all of the supervisors. We have so many supervisors who support these wonderful engagement opportunities. Item D is to renew curricular-based clubs. And so you can see the environmental club, Latin club, marching band, 9 through 12, and vocal music enrichment, 5 through 12. And then item E is to renew the long list of student clubs. And when you look at that list, you can see the incredible opportunities that students have to be engaged outside of the classroom. And I think that's such a powerful thing. So thanks to, again, all of those individuals who support our students in those ways. And then we have several course proposals and changes. Item F, you can see these are for course phase outs. And there's 2 listed there, the oral communication, zero bell, and podcasting. And Erica, jump in if there's anything in addition you'd like to share, but this is really based on student interest. And, you know, oral communications will still be offered. That'll just be during the school day. Podcasting, it's been noted that a lot of that skill is being built into other courses. And so it's going across different disciplines in the high school, which is great to see. And, item G, these are name changes. So you can see genetics would be moving to honors genetics. And that's really based on the curriculum of the course and the difficulty level of the course. And then we have 7th and 8th grade health would be moving to Health and Wellness Foundation 7, Health and Wellness Foundations 8. And really a big piece of that change is connected to the fact that now that will incorporate career exploration, that will incorporate specific studies of the health fields for students. And so it really branches out the course or the curriculum of the course, which is great. Item H, we have camp proposals. And so you can see step 1, step 2. Step 1 is when we're approving the camp. Step 2 is when we're approving the staff for the camp. So you can see the baseball camp, and that would be in step 2. And then step 1, we have lacrosse winter skills clinic, and then the Wyoming youth futsal camp. Yeah. And then Rhonda spoke to this during the finance report. The item I, the optional full-day kindergarten tuition rates, which you can see listed on the agenda there. And that is it. Any questions? Okay.
Eric, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I would be happy to add, and I know there was some information shared in the Friday update, but specifically to the grade 7 and 8 health. And that what is being added will align with the career technical education, the CTE.
Okay.
So over the years, we have submitted a waiver, and districts in Ohio will no longer be able to submit that waiver. So we are working with our 2 health teachers at the middle school to ensure that they have the proper validation. And those will be the adjustments that will be incorporated into that.
Interesting. All right, thank you. Any other comments? May I have a motion then to approve the superintendent's report? So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Feldmeyer,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Mrs. G,
Yes.
Mrs. Dollar,
Yes.
Mrs. Frederick.
Next.
Yep, and I'll share this is an annual report that we share with you, and it's provided by Milford Food Service. They're our nutrition partners who offer our meal program here in Wyoming City Schools. And it really confirms that their meal program is in compliance with Ohio Revised Code. Also that it is satisfying the needs of the meal requirements itself, smart snack compliance, and any competitive nature, and just to make sure that we're following all the rules and regulations with regard to that, and also that we're following the policy on the local wellness committee or work that a committee does for local wellness.
Thank you. If you'd like to move right on to your update then.
Yeah, it's kind of hard an update.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the end of the first semester of the school year. It's been an incredible semester. We're going out with a bang and weather for sure. But really, I don't know that I can give any more of an update than to say thank you for everything that you stand for in Wyoming. You're special people, and we appreciate who you are.
guys. Not crying, so.
That's all.
Okay.
You all did make being on a board like really, I don't wanna say easy, but fun and meaningful. And one thing I didn't say in my comments was a lot of people don't bring a board in and allow a board in the way you have allowed us to be a part. I mean, you know, that just takes a lot of trust, and I just, you know, just feel so grateful that you guys make us look really good. Like, I'm really on board.
That's a good point. If people feel like the role of the board is to hire and sort of have people in roles and do those jobs well and kind of what have you, like, you're really good at the work that you all do. And this idea of making us look good, I know that's not what it's about. It's a real genuine driven interest to serve kids and the community, and to keep this thing that is such at the heart of this community growing and meaningful and better. You know, people talk about leave it better than you found it. You know what I mean? And we're still in the journey. You know, there'll be some more joining in and what have you, but I feel like you're doing that. And you say, well, I go out now, it's sort of like it's the best time, you know, to sort of have it in a space where things are, you know, in a healthy spot. And there's some waters that have been navigated, you know, in the process of getting here. And more will come, right? And that'll be the gift and the opportunity that keeps on giving.
And we will be here to support you in other
Yes,
ways.
you're all set just to
Oh,
follow
I
away.
should say, a supporting player to like new member, to you all in a different way, to teachers in a different way.
Not
Like,
lurking, not lurking.
Not lurking, just available.
I don't know, lurk.
Available for support.
Heather said, I'll miss you. I was like, you don't have to, right? Like, you can't sit in this seat at the meeting and we don't have to hang out at the meeting. But, you know,
Yeah.
still get to be neighbors, still get to partner in different ways.
Actually, conceivably, we could see each other more.
That's true. All together.
Socially, legally, it's all.
We got legal.
We got it.
legal.
All right.
Yeah. Oh.
On that note,
May I have a motion to adjourn?
For last week.
So moved.
Second.
we have a roll call.
Mr. Thomas.
I say no, do we keep going?
Only if the majority says we.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Can we break the quorum here?
Mrs. G.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Mrs. Solar.
Yes.
That's corrected.
Yeah.
No. I don't know what it is. A narrow 4-1 majority. A narrow 4-1 majority.
Oh, my God.